I love Jerry Jones. I love what he means for football as an avenue of interest and intrigue. And one of the things that came through loud and clear in his testimony from the Sunday Ticket class action, he understands the value of drama, of intrigue, of generating interest. He doesn't mind being a villain because it makes things interesting. You have the good guy, you have the bad guy. Every great story has a great villain, and he relishes the fact that the Cowboys, for many, are a villain. And in keeping with one of our themes dating back to his original all-in comments from Senior Bowl practice week, when he used all-in exactly the way that all-in is always used. I'm a firm believer. Two things. One, when it comes to paying their great young players, Cowboys are cheap, short-sighted, and not as smart as they think they are. Two, he doesn't really care about winning the Super Bowl. He doesn't care. He says, you'd be surprised by the size of the check that I would write to guarantee a Super Bowl. And you know what? I think we'd be surprised because it would be so small. He's about making money, he said at the trial. Under oath, I don't think that much about the money. And that he's never taken a profit out of the team in his 35 years of owning it, and he pays himself only $250,000. Okay, fine. I don't believe that this is about winning Super Bowls. I believe this is about keeping the Cowboys in their lofty perch as the most popular franchise in all of American sports. And that accomplishment, since 1995, with 0 NFC Championship game appearances. My favorite stat right now in the entire NFL, the first 30 Super Bowls, the Cowboys played for the right to go to the Super Bowl 16 times, more than half the Cowboys played in that game. 28 since then, 0. And they're still America's team. They're still the team that every network wants as many times as possible on their air every year. And I say all that because we had a little dust up yesterday. Jerry Jones talking about CeeDee Lamb. I have no urgency. I feel no urgency to get a contract done. And it's funny because there was an effort by, and I look, hey, everybody's got to have a job. One of the writers that works for the Cowboys website and therefore works for Jerry Jones tried to qualify it as, I don't feel any urgency during training camp to get a deal done with CeeDee Lamb. To his credit, he came back around and clarified it. There's no limitation. Jerry Jones feels no urgency, period. He doesn't care. It's interesting. And by saying that, what did he do? He took over the news cycle. It was the first day, technically, of the preseason. The Hall of Fame game doesn't really count. Yesterday, there were a couple of games. The Patriots were playing. The team that should have become America's team by winning 6 Super Bowls in a period of time during which the Cowboys barely won a playoff game or two. The Patriots are playing, debuting their new potential franchise quarterback. We're going to talk about that in a second. The Giants were playing, Cowboys arch rivals. Don't you think Jerry Jones knew exactly what he was doing? Arch rival in the division, Patriots, the team that should have taken the mantle of America's team. They're playing preseason games, and Jerry takes it all over by saying, I have no urgency to get CeeDee Lamb's contract done. He's a carnival barker. He's a huckster. He's a snake oil salesman. And the worst thing that could happen for him is for his fans to figure it out. Now, he's a firm believer that all publicity is good publicity, even bad publicity. I wonder how he feels about a moron like me saying, hey, fans, he's running a grift on you. It's a scam. He just wants your money. He wants your attention. He wants your emotion. And he's not going to give you anything in return above and beyond what he can easily give you by trotting out a team wearing those great uniforms, the silver helmet, the blue star, the whole experience of America's team, and yada, yada, yada. But why isn't he paying these guys? Why doesn't he have a sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb in camp? The longer he misses, I mean, didn't he learn this 5 years ago when Ezekiel Elliott held out for as long as he did? He wasn't the same guy when he came back. Is CeeDee Lamb going to be as good as he was last year if he's not around the team? Maybe he will, but that's the purpose of the holdout, to create urgency. That's why I thought CeeDee Lamb's response was great. He retweeted the clip of Jerry Jones saying, "I have no urgency to get a deal done," with 3 letters, LOL. And Dak Prescott, another guy that Jerry has yet to properly secure contractually beyond this year, he said, "I feel urgency to get CeeDee Lamb in camp." And look, there's a way to figure these deals out. But the Cowboys, and I don't know what it is. You know, we've heard the stories in the past about how Jerry Jones will go straight to the player and they'll try to get them to appreciate the inherent value of playing for the Cowboys. And there is value in it. But it doesn't work. The salary cap is what it is. The dollars are there. Teams find a way to pay their players. They're lucky that Micah Parsons didn't draw a line in the sand. He should have. And that's not a controversial take. You know, one of the problems of today's media ecosystem, people who cover teams need to pander to the fans of the teams so the fans of the teams will read their stuff. And some of the people who cover the team become fans of the team. And they defend the positions the team will take, because if they are contrarian, the fans get pissed at them and they don't read their stuff. So I'm not hating, I'm just stating. We get too much of this defense of the team from the people who are the primary conduits of the information that is fed to the fan base. Somebody needs to say this is a load of crap. Somebody needs to say the Cowboys aren't handling business the right way. Somebody needs to peel back the curtain and say, they're just trying to take your money. They're not trying to give you a championship. They don't care about that. You know, when Sims and I talked about this at one point, I said, if Jerry Jones is truly as obsessed with winning a Super Bowl with a team that he created, doesn't have to share credit with Jimmy Johnson. They won 3 Super Bowls. He wants to be the guy who built the team. He wants to have no doubt that this is his team. He wants it so bad. It's a hell of a way to spend your golden years, being tormented by your chronic failure to even get past the divisional round. Do you think he's tormented by that? Or do you think he's counting the money that he doesn't take as profit? That's a bold thing to say under oath, baby. I've never taken a profit from my team. And look, I'm here to tell you, for my 19 years of practicing almost exclusively civil law, not criminal, there's a lot of perjury that happens in civil cases. There's a lot of it. And a very, very, very small percentage ever gets investigated and prosecuted. And I'm not saying he committed perjury. All I'm saying is he said under oath, I've never taken a profit from the team. Okay. And that he only pays himself $250,000. Okay. Regardless, that money's going somewhere. And I think Jerry Jones is about making money. And he knows the way to make money. Have a team that everybody wants to talk about all the time. Have a team that can steal the spotlight from other teams that are playing games, other leagues that are playing games, from the Olympics, from anything. Pay attention to us. Talk about us. So whether he consciously did it or whether it's just a manifestation of great business instincts, he drops that turd in the punch bowl last night, and that becomes the top story, as evidenced by the fact that I've spent the last however long I've been babbling about this. And I got no problem with making money, but don't tell me you're trying to win a championship when you're really not doing what you need to do to get the infrastructure of your team in position to compete for a championship. Cowboys haven't gotten any better than they were last year. Cowboys got lucky last year. Eagles self-destructed. Cowboys wouldn't have won that division, and it didn't matter if they won the division, because what happened? They got the shit kicked out of them by the Packers in the wild card round. And Jerry didn't do anything about it. You know why? My theory, my opinion, because I don't know the truth, but after following his team and the rest of the league for the last 25 years, almost every single day, I can tell you, my guess would be, you don't want to pay Mike McCarthy to not coach the team this year. So this year, who knows what will happen? Do you really have high hopes for the Cowboys? Well, if the primary factor for success or failure is how much money they make, yeah, it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a great year for the Cowboys. And then next year, it'll be another great year. And so on and so on. The money goes up, the value goes up, the yachts get bigger, and the trophy case, it doesn't stay empty because they already got 5 in there. All right. Is it 5? It's been so long since they've even played for the ability to play for 1. I can't remember how many it is. Next. I'm able to move my head around a little bit more without, I don't know whether I'm getting used to the feeling, because I don't know if I explained this week, but once the full-blown world is spinning, dizziness went away. If I would move my head around or like change positions, it felt like somebody grabbed me by the shoulders and just pulled me by a foot, and I had to reorient. I'm getting used to it, or it's gradually going away. Anyway, I can do more than just sit here like hostage video like it was the other day. And I watched some of it the other day, and it's like I was doing everything I could to not move my head in any way. But I can at least do a little of this without feeling like the whole world. And it's not a pleasant feeling. I hate that feeling. I don't know anybody that likes that feeling. Like, I made this point, and I'm sorry, Gary's like, come on, just get to the next topic. But I remember my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, taking me to one of those little traveling carnivals when I was like 5 years old. And they put you in one of these things, and this thing spun and that thing spun, and you get dizzy. It's like, who likes that? Who the hell wants to feel that way? What is the rush of spinning around in circles and feeling like you don't know where the hell you are and falling down? All right. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.